A couple of seconds late there, but we're live, and we thank everybody who's been patiently waiting for a couple of minutes for us to go live here on YouTube. But as always, we can't do it without some special thanks. So we're going to bring in our new graphic, because we've got a new special thanks as well, haven't we, Gordon?
We have. It's for Doncaster Cables. Welcome on board as a new sponsor. We have been doing a lot with Doncaster over the years, and obviously the fact that we've ribbed Aaron so much during this live stream has sort of encouraged them to. I'll just switch my sound off.
You turn your sound off on yours, yeah. So of course, yeah. So I'm sure they would, instead of having Doncaster Cables, would have loved hashtag above Aaron as their supporter of the live stream. But we thank them for that. We also thank our good friends at BG Lasico for their support, as well as our friends at Wago and eFIXX, don't we? We thank everybody for supporting the live stream. And there's one we've missed out, so I'm going to see if you're listening carefully.
Luden Palazzoli.
Well done, yeah, Luden Palazzoli. So yes,
on it.
So we're all thanks are in, so we can take that one out. So we've got a nice big logo that blocks half of my head out. So thank you for joining us. We really enjoyed last time, and we started off last time not necessarily with news, Gordon, but we started off with a bit of a story that became a fascinating one about EV. Yeah. So this week you've suggested this is all about, we decided to build a house. Shall we start with that as news and rumours before? We will come back and do the register. We're going to start off with this at the start.
Yeah, we did. So well, last year, if anyone remembers, we had a trip down to Wales. We did. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
It's a long time since I've been to Wales.
Yes, yeah. It's the first time I'd been to Wales, so I had nothing to compare it to.
Was that your first time to Wales?
I can't remember ever being to Wales before.
You haven't treated Mrs. Hayes to a visit to Port Talbot or something like that?
No, obviously we've done when you've done the Middlesbrough Transporter Bridge on a holiday, there's not much that can top that anywhere in the UK, not even in Wales, I would suggest. Their bridge is very impressive that we went over there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was that the Prince of Wales Bridge?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah. I can recommend a trip to Port Talbot Steelworks, Gary. Mrs. Hayes, a little half-term trip for you there.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Okay, I'll look a bit dark on the way. We've had some issues with the lights, haven't we? So we will flick around with them. I apologise if I'm looking like I'm sitting in the gloom. Okay, so we're going to build a house. Elaborate, Gordon.
Yeah. Well, we went down to Wales and we saw the future, wasn't it? A glimpse of the future down at Park Erin, where they're bringing together battery, solar storage, heat pumps, EV chargers, all the things that we hear about, and we've made that video.
We did.
And there was a lot of comments.
There was.
And then comments fell into three camps, the sort of in-between people.
Okay.
The people who want to live the green dream, and the people who don't believe it'll ever happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was loads of questions that we thought we could answer, but we couldn't.
We couldn't, no.
Because of how does it all work together and things like that. So we thought we would, there's only one way to solve this. We'll have to build our own house.
Okay. So, of course, we got a piece of land here in Skipton because it's super cheap up here, and I've been through, it's horrendously priced. So, of course, we've got a piece of land. Obviously, the foundations are going. Is that what's happening? Is that what we're doing? Are we having a physical building here in Skipton?
No, we're going to physically build it in the studio.
In the studio?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so it's going to be like the size of a doll's house. Are we misleading our viewer?
We can get 2 stories in. The reason we're a little bit dark tonight is because we've squashed everything this way a bit, as you'll see in a moment. We've already started.
And we're just going to get somebody just to unclip a camera for us, and we're going to walk. Shall we go and see how busy we've been this week? We've been in joinery workshops. I mean, we've done in the past. Yeah, the old JW. So if you want to start walking, I'll bring us the camera in.
Yeah.
So we'll walk over there.
Look what we're doing. So
don't trip over anything.
Yeah. It's not the camera there. We'll just.
He's got to walk backwards.
He's got to walk backwards.
Be a challenge for him.
Yeah. So over here, we've had a massive delivery of wood.
Okay.
We've got wood.
We have got wood.
We've got wood, and we've started to put a floor in. I think you've done pretty well on the carpentry there, Gary.
One day. That's all we've been on it. One day so far, and obviously that's it. So the floor's already down and ready to go.
Yeah. So the plan is a garage, some stairs, a little kitchen, and then an upstairs. If we look up the roof, Joe, we've got.
So we'll have a lounge, we'll have a bedroom, we'll have a bathroom, won't we? We'll have a garage area.
We'll have
We'll have a bedroom.
No. After that, you said?
Bathroom.
Bar.
We will have a bar. Is the bar going there?
The bar's going there.
Bar's going there in this corner here, so hopefully there'll be a balcony. So if you do want to come down, and we're going to tell you tonight how you can get involved, because we've got a new Get Involved page on the website, haven't we? We'll point you in that direction. So if you want to come along and enjoy one of these live streams once it's built, obviously there will be a bar area as well as a bathroom. You notice we've got the Brookie burner here, so all our offcuts of wood are going to be recycled into carbon dioxide, so when we make our greenhouse, we can offset it against the burnt wood. Are you going to get it in? Wow, first time, eh? I'd like to go on the fair with you. We'd have come back with some decent gear. Oh no, you're never going to get that one. Go on in, try it. That's like the Lineside bathroom, I would suggest. Gordon hits the rim a lot in those cases. As he's lobbing bits of wood about, I'll wander back.
Yeah, so we've got that. Yeah, there's a bit to go. We've still got a lot of work to go on there, but we'll be there. So
you're noisy.
What's it going to look like, though, Gary?
What's it going to look like? Well, is that it? I thought it was just going to be a wooden floor, and we're going to imagine the rest.
No, that's the start. So it's,
well, let's see where the journey started for us, because the journey actually started with our first delivery of wood. So that came along, and we got that one sorted, didn't we? So it came in big piles, and it was man-handled, was it not?
We managed to persuade someone who thought that was the tricky one, getting all that lot off the side of the truck.
Okay, so which day did this happen on? Because I wasn't up here at the start of the week.
You managed to come up with some excuse to, say that you couldn't make it.
Okay, yeah. So what we did then was, obviously there was electric vehicle, and once there's an electric vehicle, Gordon's the first person on it. This is the new Tesla. It's the around town version, I would suggest. This is one where you just nip to the shops. You need about a range of about 3 or 4 miles, and as you can see, I was desperately hoping, Gordon, because you didn't know I was recording this at the initial time, you were going to smack it into something, and you did your best to try to.
Yeah, I've done in the past, but I managed to avoid it this time.
Well, you're not looking slick, are you? You wouldn't think you're an EV owner, would you? With one of those in your hands. There we go. So that's it.
I didn't get range anxiety with that. I managed to get from the door to where we're picking them up. So.
Okay, so it's underway. Well, we have got a picture of what it's going to look like when it's finished.
Yeah, that's it.
This one's a little bit more exciting, isn't it? So if I bring this one in, there we have it. That's what it's going to look like with your electric
number 1
car.
Electric Avenue.
It is. It does look good. I like the balcony area. So that's going in, and it's taking up, what would you say, a third of the unit?
Yeah.
Yeah, thereabouts about a third of the unit in order that we can have our own access to some of those special things like air source heat pumps, solar PV. Okay, we've already got a 3-phase EV charger outside. We've got a dual one, haven't we?
We've been working on. There's a whole series coming up on that.
Yeah, so we've gone through those pinch points. I mean, those stresses of doing it. So, which is good.
It's obviously just half of it about the renewable stuff.
Okay.
Because obviously everyone, that is the future. But people obviously have asked us lots of videos we get asked to do on things like cable reference methods.
Yes.
Yeah. Drilling joists.
Zones.
Yeah. Yeah. Bathroom zones. All the things we get loads of common questions about, where we'd love to do videos on them. Yeah. But people don't like us tearing the house to bits.
And you're in there quite a long while, so hopefully as it goes up, well, not hopefully, we're going to have as the skeleton build through, we'll also pick up some of those things maybe to refresh your memory, maybe on things like reference methods, and maybe we'll do some selection of live conductors, do some cable calculations, but also if you're currently trained on, you've got an apprentice working with you, again, it'll be a nice series of videos to point them back to, and we'll make it a bit real, won't we, as it's being installed. So that's properly exciting times for us, isn't it?
It is. But so we're going to be squashed. I think there's another delivery coming next with insulation. So next time we do it, we'll be squashed up against the wall like that.
Yeah. Once the insulation gets here, it'll be good. Right. Okay. So that's what we're up to. So that's the next big project. We're in the middle of just finishing off, and tomorrow we finish off a series on torque, don't we?
Yes.
We've got an EV series that's very close to being finished on the 3-phase stuff as well. So there's plenty of good stuff coming up in the early part of 2022. We haven't done the register, though, have we? So I think we'll go back through and see who's in.
Let's see who's in from the top. Sockitz, Richard Brooks Sockitz. It's like all baked in there. Piped golf.
Okay, good
You guys are telling the taxman the house is for business to teach people who've got to get the tax return. You're right. We've just got to see how that lies, actually. Is it a capital asset? Yeah, there's a big discussion on that one.
Oh, right, okay.
Yep. The UK Spark unable to watch tonight, working till about 5 in the morning. So I'll catch a really good evening. So he's dipped in and out.
Oh, okay, well, we'll give him a shout out. So, hopefully we'll be watching it tomorrow.
Billy Torrey, he's in.
Lifer.
Yep, Big Ash.
Fantastic. Again, Big Ash, this should help you, the series of videos on Warren
Carl
Systems.
Robinson, Secret Millionaire.
He's in.
Greg Gifford.
He'll
be half gaming in one hand and then do the other.
Yeah.
Sparky Parra hasn't been on for a while. So
okay, welcome back.
Yeah, Mrs. Hayes.
Damn,
I've ruined that trip. That trip to Port Talbot. I've ruined the news about that.
Now we're into them Airbnbs. We're getting a bit addicted to those. So I'll see if one's in Port Talbot.
Yeah, so it's Sean Grain, Leah Winspear, Sean the Sparky, JRC Electric, that tool guy. Okay. Crumpers. Tea. Yes, we are drinking tea tonight.
Yes,
actually. We've just been to our favourite Indian restaurant. We have. Paul Tipton. Sean the Spark, JRC Electrical. I think we're doing that. We're repeating here.
Okay.
There's people bantering away here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, we've got a couple of things running this evening.
Jonathan Rose.
Alfie
Curran.
Okay.
Mark Allenson.
Yay!
Salmon. 9 plus it's installations out in Tenerife. Mark in Tenerife.
Mark in Tenerife, okay.
Yeah, threefold electrical. Stokey Sparky.
Okay. We got everyone nearly? We apologise
Yes.
if we missed you, we apologise. Don't dive off because you never got your shout out. There's obviously lots of opportunities to win stuff moving forward. Now that brings us to, obviously, the Brookster came down to see us this week, didn't he?
He did.
So he was in today. Obviously, he rang us, didn't he? We rang him and asked him to do something to us, and an hour and 15 minutes later, he arrived at the front door, didn't he? So Brookster come down to see us, and he wants to run a little competition because these things have been going quite well for him on Instagram. Okay, so he's got an Instagram competition. Now we know when we ask people to do two things, it can sometimes be a bit complicated, can't it? We'd like you to stay with us. However, if you want to play along with Richard Brooks' competition, you're going to need to also just nip over to Instagram. And how do I find his Instagram page?
It's in the description below.
Okay, and it's Sockitz UK, but if you go over there and follow him, if you're not already, the competition is, we've got these things here. And what are these things called, Gordon?
Splats.
They are splats.
Splats,
Okay,
as I would say. Yeah.
splats.
Well, I'm sure Richard would say it the same way as well.
Okay, yeah, incorrectly.
Splats for your plates.
They're splates, okay, and we've got these on the table and obviously around us, okay, and the competition is before 9 o'clock this evening. You need to directly message Sockitz UK, I'm sure he's in the comments already, the number of splates that can be seen in the shot you're looking at now, and then you enter yourself with a chance to win. I think he's got 5 to give away,
Right.
5 biniats, and they are, I don't want to say it, they're more comfortable than ours because they've got an inner layer in them, look at that, a little soft
I hope
soft
you
inner
don't wear
layer.
a brown coat, Gary, because you look like a match.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love the way he brought us two and he said you can give them away. I thought I was getting one. So these aren't ours. They're not ours.
Right.
We've got to give them away in the future. Okay, so if you want to play along with that, so you nip over to Instagram to Sockitz UK, you directly message Richard Brook with the number of splates that can be seen in the shot now, and after 9 o'clock he will directly message you back if you're one of the 5 people who are lucky enough to win these hats, and I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay, you all right? We've got a problem?
I'm just counting up.
No, well, I know they are because I put them out, so don't shout it out. Okay, and that's up in between now and 9 o'clock, and we'll probably be in the plug and socket at 9, won't we? So
Yes.
don't miss the small ones.
And just for the reference, these aren't.
No,
this is a splate.
That is a splate. That's
it's
what
the flat bit.
Now let's bring the hand cam in. So let's have a look. So
That's a splate.
Yeah.
So it's something you put on to be kind to the
What are
plasterers will be kind to you.
What are the nibbles on them?
So you can mark the board. When
Okay.
you kick the board again.
Yeah, and then obviously it gives also something to trowel up to. Is that right? When that's
Yeah.
in position, yeah. Okay, so that's a split.
That's a split, as opposed to the socket box.
Okay, which you've just gone over there.
Yeah.
So there's some back here.
Yeah.
I've got one in my hand. I better put that one back. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, so that's if you want to play along that competition. So as Brooksy was in, he's given us the keyword. You'll never guess what the keyword is, but let's ask Brooksy. Let's see what he is. Remember, Richard Brooks went on Dragon's Den, didn't he?
He did.
Did he get the money?
He did.
He did. Did he take the money?
No.
And why didn't he not take the money?
Because one of the dragons who wanted to move production overseas.
We're not going to name the person. No, it was Deborah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we won't name her. But she wanted to take it to China, didn't she? And he said he refused. And where does he make them?
He makes them in Halifax.
Okay.
Which is almost overseas. It is the other side of the hill from here.
Is it in Lancashire?
West Yorkshire, Gary.
West Yorkshire.
Might as well be.
So they're all the same then. It's in
Yeah.
Yorkshire.
Down south.
Okay, down south. Okay, so with that in mind, let's bring Brooksy in.
Hello, I'm Richard Brook. I'm here today to give you Gary's keyword for tonight's swap shop. The keyword is splates.
Okay, so you're playing a splates game, and the keyword is also splates, but this is for something we like to call Gary's swap shop. So if you want to be in and playing this one, you have to put the word splates in the comments, and you'll need to send me something in order to win the prize, but only if you're one of the 2 people that are pulled out at the end of the show, which will be just before we go into the plug and socket, so about 9 o'clock. You will win one of these. Okay, so it's 2 of them. Well, it's been really dark outside recently, isn't it? Even though we've got a new light, so I've come out with the old Lasico clip-on LED floodlights. So yeah, portable light for your van. I think they're brilliant. Everyone who's had one so far has come back and said they're excellent. I've got 2 of these to give away. But in order to play, you need to put splates in the comments. And if you're pulled out at the end, 2 people need to send me something here to Lineside Studios. How do we find Lineside Studios?
It's now you just fill in there's a link below to get involved.
Okay, get involved. Explain get involved.
Get involved's got everything. So people asked us how could they get involved.
Okay.
So everything we do, what you can get involved in, is linked on that page.
Okay, give us some examples. Can I, for instance, could I offer to come along and do the Electricians Challenge.
Absolutely.
Okay, could I say I've got a fantastic project, would you like to come and see me?
Yes.
Okay, could I swap some stickers with you?
Yes.
Okay, so it's pretty much everything.
Everything's down there, including Gary's swap shop.
Gary's swap shop, so if you need to know where to send, and if you're one of the winners, I want a blank. I don't mind if it's a blank for a single socket, a double socket, or a consumer unit. I want a blank. That's all you got to send me. You send me a blank. Yeah, you send me a blank, and I will send you back that if you're one of the 2 people. Now, last week, 2 people didn't send anything in. Well, we normally give it another.
We did. We got one.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I got one today.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I didn't know that came in today then. So,
Yeah.
so I apologise. That hasn't gone out yet. So that will go out. I've just moved the bags over to there, so we can do that in the morning. So at the end of the show, if you put Splatez in, 2 people will be pulled out. You send me a blank here to Lineside Studios, and if I receive it, I will send you out a Lasico work flood line.
They're on it.
No,
On it.
get in
They're
there.
flooding in.
They're flooding in. There's
Yeah.
a flood of Splatez.
There is. Splayed. Someone's splayed.
Splayed, that'll
not
count.
Splayed.
It counts. You
Yeah.
mean, my spelling's awful as well. So just see what Richard says.
Hello, I'm Richard Brooke. I'm here today to give you Gary's keyword for tonight's swap shop. The keyword is Splatez.
It's worth his weight in gold, isn't he? Okay, so we've done the register. We've had a little chat about Electric Avenue. Okay, and I've set in motion Gary's swap shop. So what's next, Gordon?
Did a little survey on the community tab on power tools.
Okay, so here on YouTube,
Yeah.
you surveyed all our community. Was it very well responded to?
About 9,000 people got back actually.
Wow.
So that's always an interest when you do something about tools. So we asked, what is your favourite brand of power tool?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Did Audi come up?
The middle aisle didn't come up.
Middle
others
aisle
did.
Audi. So do you want the results for the?
Yeah,
shall I
let's have a
bring-
look at the results.
Let's bring in the results.
So the
Gary.
results of the survey this week. So we've got Milwaukee 32% by Makita 24%, almost level with DeWalt,
DeWalt.
or DeWalt as you call them.
Well, it's
and,
name.
and Bosch trailing at 14, and then the random other on 8%.
Okay, other being the middle aisle at Audi. Yes.
No other. One that popped up there was Hilti actually.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is
That seems to be the big boys' toys, isn't it?
yeah, you don't see them. You see them on big sites.
Yeah.
But you don't see much.
Do they?
Hilti in
They
the
do. They do battery drills. I thought they were more your power guns and
I'm
things.
sure they do. We haven't.
Okay.
We'll have to see. We'll have to
it's-
take a closer look at
We'll have to
Hilti.
spend some more money on their stuff then, won't we?
Yeah.
Because we've spent a load on. We've been migrating across though to Milwaukee, haven't we?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, yeah. So and Milwaukee come out as number 1.
Yes. I mean,
Right. Okay. That seems that's sort of got some momentum behind it. So what sort of are they increasing their
Milwaukee
numbers?
are growing massively. Yeah. So that's they're everywhere. You know, you see them being sold everywhere. Obviously, well-known retailer with lots of outlets that does click and collect service.
Oh, right. Okay.
Screwfix.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I named it.
So it's yeah. So people say never seen a Milwaukee used by any tradesman. Oh, I don't know. Ross, our tame electrician, recently ditched all his Makita and bought some Milwaukee.
Ross, the Bez of the electrical industry.
Bez
You've
of the
named him
electrical
now.
industry.
He's in the back of a few videos, so we've named him the Bez of the electrical industry. A couple of, is it maracas that he has? Is
Yeah.
It? Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so with that in mind, then, so you've looked into it, and haven't Milwaukee increased their market share or their turnover?
Yeah, they reckon they've gone like 20% a year. They're growing.
Wow. Okay. So that must be based on a number of things. I imagine price would be
I
one.
think they're creating a lot of tools, like special tools. Like they do.
Like
one.
what?
Well, we've got our hole punch.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a fantastic
So,
investment.
so you drill, say, a 4 mil hole, a 6 mil hole. Is it a 12 mil hole and then a 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it punches out a 20. Yeah, that went down well when we did that.
Yeah. So we've got that one. The Milwaukee bandsaw, which we're using a lot now,
Yes.
is getting a lot of use.
Yeah, we're getting better at it, aren't we? The Milwaukee, you mean? Yeah. So we can't
the
go straight.
Milwaukee's not Milwaukee.
We got the heat gun
Yeah.
Which
I'm
does
going to review that.
for drying your hair.
The heat gun. Angel's breath.
Yes,
Is what I call that one.
Or as we've done it in the videos, we've been using it, and then we bring it out a shot, and you bring your old plug-in one in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we bring it back in again. It finishes it off. So
Yeah.
that's not
So
quite the
the,
speed, is it? And we can't go off and buy the vests or anything because we've had the Milwaukee. No, we haven't had the Makita vests and all that, and we
Yeah.
fans and stuff like that. We're not going to repeat stuff.
So they're doing that. So that's so I had a little look, and then I
Okay.
thought there's two bugbears I've got. There's obviously all these different tools all have different batteries.
They do.
And you can't swap between them.
Right.
Yep. However, they all do. Yep, a 5 ampere. They're all, most of them, apart from the new like Makita, the LXT, where they've got the
Yep.
40 volt, where we've only
Yep.
got one tool that takes that and the fan.
Yes.
They all do 5 amp, 40 amp hour batteries, just bringing that
Right, okay,
mix
so
up.
there's a classic opportunity now, I think, to perhaps do a bit of price comparison, would you suggest?
I thought I'd have a little look.
I think it would be interesting to see if your money's in the batteries.
Yes.
Isn't battery technology getting a lot cheaper due to the fact we're driving around with batteries? Isn't that the big push to get the price down?
Everyone's saying that batteries should be getting cheaper.
Well, they are in EVs, that's all I hear.
Yeah, because it's all down, and obviously home storage and things like that.
Yeah.
But it hasn't reached power tools yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
go on in. You
So
got some
Milwaukee,
prices then?
all of these prices are for 5 amp hour, 18 volt batteries. So technically all the same power.
Right.
Yep. Obviously they don't all fit
What are
each
you going
other.
to start with?
Which one do you think is the most expensive? At Screwfix.
At Screwfix, let's go Makita.
You're right.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Oh,
Yeah.
all right, well done.
Yeah, £99.98.
So 100 quid for a battery.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Yep. Closely followed by DeWalt, $74.99.
You mean the DeWalt ones?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Bosch,
At,
£69.98.
right, and Milwaukee?
£64.99.
Ah, so do we think they've increased their market share because the key component across the range is the battery?
They're doing cheap batteries.
And it's almost, well, it's not quite to say it's what, 40% cheaper than the Makita one?
Yeah.
Wow. that is a big
Unless
saving. All right.
you buy your tools from ITS, which is another distributor you see floating around, in which case Milwaukee and Makita are both £71.99.
Oh, right, okay. So they're exactly the same money. Right. Now, there's one more slide here I've got that you wanted me to bring in. So what's this all about?
So then there's the odd wild card comes on in the survey. People ask about Ryobi.
Okay, yes.
And Ryobi said people get laughed if you turn up on site with a Ryobi tool.
Okay.
Yep. The interesting thing about Ryobi, it's made by the same company who owns Milwaukee, TTI.
Right, okay. And where would they be in the, so top and bottom end? Where does
Ryobi is supposed to be down here.
So that's
That's supposed to be a budget one.
That's your middle aisle in Lidl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the battery's more expensive than the Milwaukee.
So they're probably pushing the Milwaukee brand, is what they're doing,
So,
aren't they?
well, we'll see. But,
Right, so interesting. So the conclusion from that, our audience of 9,000 people surveyed said their preferred power tool was Milwaukee, and looking at it from the outside in, I'd agree because the batteries look like they're a little bit cheaper. If they're all doing the same thing, well, hey ho, it's the key component for all your tools. Might as well save the money, might you?
Yeah, so we'll see how that.
The market suggests. But again, if you've got your favourite tool, by all means, bang it in the comments below. So if you're still a DeWalt fan like he is, or whatever it is, just bang them in. Just see where we're up to. See what you're liking at the minute.
Yeah, Caterpillar. Our Caterpillar one we had last time hasn't popped up there yet. So
No.
We've drilled one hole with it so far, but we will be.
We'll pick the rest of the gearbox up off the floor when we get a chance. I think did we break something to do with the impact driver today? Did Richard break
the
something?
converter?
It's in bits.
Yeah.
How did he manage that?
Doing top tip on the whole sort arbor removal trick.
And it didn't work, and he busted it.
No, it worked ish.
Right, okay.
Then brought the socket set.
Right, okay. So that's all good. So we're going to move now, but we haven't got any assets. Look, I've got to apologise here. So if you've stayed on because your favourite part is when Joe's, which is my favourite part as well, if you stayed on because you like Joe's segment, and it would have been Regulation Corner this week, what's happened to Joe?
He's got that disease.
Don't say the words.
Flu.
He's got the grown-up flu.
It's worse than that. He's got man flu.
All right, okay. He's had a little tester, hasn't he? And he's been told he's got the lurgy. So everyone in his house, bar his wife, have now had the lurgy. So that's why there won't be a Regulation Corner this week. And I apologise for that. So we're going to have to try and transition over to there. Okay, are you ready for that?
Yeah,
because we're going to have a look at this.
Batteries, yeah. There's people obviously knockoff batteries would love to that. We have bought some,
We've bought some from a well-known online
We've
retailer.
got a Mac Eater and a Mock Eater batteries. We'll just they're right. Pick the knockoff batteries. Well, they're all the same price. They all look about the same. Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That's a video that we've been meant to make for a year, isn't it?
And there is one tool I do want to buy. Yeah, the strut slayer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I want
Now,
that
if anyone hasn't seen, there's a company called Rigid, which is owned by, I can't remember, it's not one of the big tool companies, that is, Rigid is Emerson. It's owned by Emerson.
Okay.
Which is a big industrial company, but they make the strut slayer.
Okay, and that's remarkably like, say, a ratchet crimping tool for steel wire armoured, or a crimping tool for the end of cables. You work a mechanism and it just cuts your strut, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's cheap though, isn't it? How much is it?
$2,000. But it's it slices through the bigger, well, both sides.
Both sides of the channel, yeah. Yeah, which is good, which you're calling Unistrut, which is a maker of channel, you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I just thought I'd clear that up.
Other brands are available.
They make Unistrut channel.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if anyone's used a strut slayer, let us know. Just the
Interesting
name was
one.
in this strut slayer.
2,000 quid though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to do a review on, isn't it? When we were probably going to get 4 quid back on YouTube. I think we're going over to the table now, but we haven't got an asset to remove, so you're going to have to get up and walk over there. I'll bring the camera in so it looks effortless as you walk in. Just remember to talk to the camera for me.
I'm on there. We have. You bring the hand cam?
Yeah, I'm bringing everything.
We've
and
also
myself.
had some stickers in as well. So
We normally do this while we're, we're going to look at the stickers. We normally do this while Joe's playing. Obviously, we can't tonight. So, a couple of things here. So, Princess Sparky has kindly sent us in some stickers. We're going to have a look at the stickers.
We've got two. We've got a Nick Blake.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He spent all the money on the sticker there, by the looks of things.
Got a number on there. You can phone them now if you want to.
Yeah, we'll do.
Princess Sparky.
Right, okay, Princess Sparky. Now, Princess Sparky, are we over there?
No, we're over here, Gary.
Where are we?
We're over here.
We're over here.
Yeah.
I've got my buttons in the wrong order. So, Princess Sparky has just gone in for a little operation, I think. So, she won't be watching this evening, but if she is watching on Catch Up, we wish you all the best in your recovery. Unless I've read the message wrong and she's gone somewhere else, and you know what my reading's like, she's probably gone off to, I don't know, some concert somewhere, and I've got the group name wrong. So, you're going to put the stickers on the front. So, good luck getting well there. So, let's see if I can bring the right one in this time.
Oh, so.
Oh, getting full.
I think I'll go there, actually, over that one.
Who's that bloke?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, get rid of that. Oh, that's a space there. We'll just
squeeze
above Stokey Sparky there.
Yeah, he's on tonight, isn't he?
Yeah. And who we've got
Gifford's
there?
on tonight. There he
Gifford's
is.
off, yeah, which we covered.
Sockitz.
Oh,
Yeah,
we've got another Gifford. He got rid of his logo there. We're going to cover up his old logo.
Okay, yeah, we don't want that, do we?
Yeah, he's now gel, Gary.
Gel. Gel. It's a new and trendy thing. It's like meta.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'll be back next week.
Right,
when I
okay.
find out
Well, this is
peel
not,
off.
I'll tell you, is there anything better on the telly than watching Gordon doing a sticker? Look at that. Look at the concentration on the old fellas.
Jeez.
Do you moisturise?
Yeah, not this week.
Wow. The face looks like
sausage fingers or versed fingers.
like an archaeological dig, that face looks like.
Teeth, Gary.
No, the face does. There's cavernous areas in there. Look at this. This is embarrassing.
Right, done it. So now we're going to cover up so there's the new gel logo.
Well, I can only move so quickly. There's the gel one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he is now.
So who else have we got on there? Who else have we got?
Who have we got there? No, boss, there's Mark's on tonight.
Yeah, he's on tonight, yeah. Anyone else that's on?
Who else we got on there? Max Villett, James Crowder.
We normally have, there's Mark Allison.
This guy's done a great stitch this week.
Has he? What of us?
Across on TikTok. He does some great ones, yeah.
Okay, I'll do like a stitch.
Deck Electrical.
Go on and whack it on them. Let's get
we're
rid of
gonna
old
cover
Gifford.
We're getting rid of the old Gifford logo and we'll put them on. There we go, he's taking over that one there. So if you've got a sticker again, knees went there. Jeez.
Look at the old man go. Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
Back at CrossFit, feeling it.
This is his age.
Right, I'll bring the other camera back.
Yeah, bring the other one. Oh, well done.
Yeah. On it.
Yeah. At last, some help.
Yeah.
Two-man show now it is.
So if you've got some stickers, send them through.
Right, so we're going to do a sneak peek now, aren't we? I'll bring me dog thing in, ear tag thing, what it's called? Dog tag? Ear tag? What's it called?
Dog ear.
Dog ear. I never get it, do I? So, Brett, we're having a sneak peek. Now, it seems that tonight's show has been overtaken by young Richard Brooke, but he's got a new product in there, hasn't he?
He has.
He doesn't finish his last one before he invents another one, does he?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a look at what we've got. So bring this in. I'm up here somewhere. It's in a different place, which is throwing me. Okay, so he's invented a circle. Is that what he's done?
That's it. It's a circle.
Okay.
Recessed downlight safety shield.
Okay, so this bit here.
Screws into the roof.
Okay, so that screw there goes into plasterboard, yeah?
Yep.
So if I've got some downlights in the ceiling and I want to take those out, and then, for instance, maybe I'm not going for a downlight look,
Yep.
and I'm not quite in ready to perhaps have the ceiling ripped down and redone, I can use them as blanks,
You
can't
can
I?
screw them into standard sized.
Is it
downlight
79 mil?
holes. There's a 79.
79 mil. Have I got that right, Richard? Leave it in the comments if I am. So if you had, say, a 72 mil hole, open it out to 79, is that right? And screw it in, and then you've blanked them out. Okay. The same shield can be used for other tasks as well. What else can it be used for?
It can be used too if you put them in first fix. So you can put that in first fix.
Yes.
And then you drill out the centre.
All right, let's have a look at that. So I put it in as first fix as effectively to protect that hole.
Yep.
Yes. So
plaster up to the edge.
okay, plaster it or over it, but
Yep.
yeah, up to the
Yep,
edge.
but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah, and then do what with it on the second fix?
And then you drill out.
So I drill out the centre. Have you got a downlight there, or have we forgotten it? Oh yes, we have. Okay, and then your downlight will go inside of that?
Yeah, it will.
Okay, so then that will stop, won't it stop all the debris flying in the back there with that little ridge?
Well, there's two things. This is the smaller one, so it's not going to go through.
Okay, it's not going to go through there. So
but you pop that through there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it stops you collapsing the plasterboard when you try and pull this out.
Ah, so that's in my house.
I just know what's going to happen here.
I've changed the downlights in my kitchen area. Brand new house when I had it, so it's 15 years old, so it had the old halogen ones. And somebody had knocked them out with a hammer.
What, when they put the holes in?
Yeah, so when they did they just smashed them out.
Yeah.
So they're awful. So every time I pull them down, I've changed them twice now. I've cut a groove in the ceiling, and they go in it, and you just hope they make it in.
Yeah.
So I could clean those up, couldn't I? I could go in with this hole saw, drop one of these in, and actually use it to stiffen my hole up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What else do they do?
So that's part of it. Yeah. And then the other is there's a junction box element that goes with it.
You know you're going to miss one out because you had about 5 things you can do with this.
No, it's like it keeps on giving.
Right.
It's
Okay.
like
What's this one then? So it's the same thing, but it's different.
So imagine you wanted to put a pendant up there, or the homeowner has a decorative pendant that has no junction box room at the back of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And you've got all your loop in, loop out wires there. It's also a junction box as well.
Okay, so I could install this maybe if I'm rewiring a property or in a brand new property, make all my connections in here, and then I can attach maybe a ceiling rose and pendant with just the switching line and neutral in here. So if then the customer came along afterwards and wanted to change that, we don't like them to, so if they came along and wanted to change that for a decorative light fitting, all the fixed wiring that I'm responsible for would stay in place.
Stay in place. So you've screwed this into the roof.
Right.
Yeah. Here's a little frame. Yeah.
That drops in from behind.
Yeah.
So they're only going to then disconnect the flex for the pendant and reconnect the LED light fitting or whatever they're putting up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so that leaves all my hard fixed wiring in place. Yeah. I like thinking beyond that, that's good.
So I think they're good for that. They're probably good for anyone who fits Nest smoke detectors.
Okay.
Because they're Nest, super slim and fits to the roof, but out the back, 2 wires.
Right.
That somehow vanish into the ceiling.
So I'm thinking there maybe I've got some ACO smoke detectors in, 3 core in, 3 core out. They're all linked together maybe, back in the day. I could then use one of these shields, make all my connections there, and only pick up the 2 I need.
Yeah, and then you've got somewhere to tidy up your wiring in the back. So,
so
that's the new. So we are going to look at these. We're going to take a look. We're going to do some short videos to see how they operate.
Okay, good.
Sounds like you've got to fit some in your kitchen now since you've wrecked the ceiling.
It just, you can see where, it's just like, hammer blow, unbelievable, isn't it? New build. I suppose that brings us full circle back to the torque screwdriver and the impact driver, which we're doing tomorrow, aren't we?
That's
so we'll have some fun tomorrow.
One more thing.
One more thing. Yeah. I like that. That's just one more thing.
And Richard also envisages this as a junction box.
Really?
Taking it back to your days, Gary, when junction boxes
were brown
and you could,
screw.
and you could just twist the top off.
Yeah, okay.
You can use it as a junction box.
So when I turn it over, I think I've got positions here.
Yeah, 3 entries.
So these
you could put in, obviously 2 glands. We've got them in there that'll take 2 twin rails. I haven't even seen these before, actually. A gland that'll take 2.
I'd just like to say my college were using these many years ago.
Were they?
Yeah, we were. We were ahead of this.
Where'd you buy them?
I got given them by a well-known maker of glands.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, so that was good. So thank you to them. Okay, so that's that, and that becomes a joint. So put the cover back on that for me then. We're not meant to mention that.
No.
Okay, don't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really clever, isn't it? Don't mention it. I think we got away with it there. I think we almost mentioned it, but nobody will realise. Okay, good.
So try that, yeah. So you can. We haven't tried it yet. You can put these in with a hole saw arbor.
Yes. Yeah. So you effectively make it easier to screw them in, even though they're not hard to screw in, I've been told. Okay, and then you take it back out, and then you do your connections and screw back in on the end.
Yeah.
Okay. I certainly like the one where you're blanking out. I like the one, let's say, for instance, you've got, 72mm holes everywhere, and you want to go for a smaller, more decorative style, maybe a 50mm.
No, Gary.
You've got to reboard that ceiling, haven't you?
You want to put an Igazzini.
Igazzini in.
Yeah.
How big are they?
Yeah, tiny.
Tiny.
Yeah.
So again, what it means is maybe I ain't going to have the ceiling done. I can just get that new light in, okay, with a smaller fitting in. Clever design.
We'll have a try.
I like those.
So what do you think? Put some comments below. Richard's on.
He is on, yes.
So he can...
so
I'm sure he'll answer them back.
He'll keep talking to you. Okay, we've got to now ask you for the following, and we're going to have a little bit of a ramble. We're going to need the following, don't we? We need the GT.
Yes, we do. So coming up soon, we've got Damien Eden from Ring.
We have.
Who, again, is someone who hoodwinked us. He's going to take on the Electricians Challenge, which everyone will know is obviously 4-speed, connecting a socket, dead easy socket up to an RCBO and a distribution board.
Yep, so we go around Lasico Bend, we like to see, don't we? We go flying into the Luden consumer unit to make our connections. Now, this is the first time ever with a video we had to send it off for approval, didn't we?
Yes,
so
we did.
So we'd like to apologise in advance. We're quite kind, aren't we, to Damien? Yeah, we didn't take it to the cleaners. So if you were in last week, when obviously we invented, 2 weeks ago, when we invented the half Ramo.
Yeah, and the full Ramo.
And poor old Ian got crucified.
So Damien, he has got electrical knowledge, we'll tell you there. So what, if you want to enter this, you can win a prize. It's what time did Damien complete the
what is your prize,
challenge in? The prize this week, we've got a set of little grips, Gary. Little Nipex, the little Nipex, whatchamacall them?
I don't know. What are they called? Cobras?
Yeah, Cobra.
Okay. Yeah. So that happens to be on the table, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He ain't got anything out. Is what he's saying. So yeah, you might want to Sockitz out at this rate. Yeah. Okay.
You can have one of them as well.
Well, we've only got two. I was going to try and keep one. He brought two in and said you're giving them away. It's unbelievable, isn't it? The most comfortable ever we've had. So that's the GT times. You should be getting those in now. Okay, you check they're coming in. I'll stand there on my own because we've got no transitional footage.
Yep.
So yeah,
times are coming in. Yep.
What we're suggesting there, it's probably not going to be below Aaron. Okay, so of course everybody wants to be above Aaron, and the chances are that Damien's also going to be above Aaron. Have we got any coming in, young Gordon?
Yeah, they're coming in.
Right, I'm going to switch across so we can sit down, and then we can bring it in. So we're down there. Talk to the audience, Gordon, as I'm moving.
Everyone thinks it's going to be a fast time. Ooh. Just remember, he could always be hoodwinked. He might have some electrical knowledge, but he's gone wireless recently. Why did he leave the electrical industry and stop putting wires in?
Again, remember you're playing along with the Splatez competition as well. You've got until 9 o'clock to get over to Instagram just to directly message Richard for the number of Splatez you believe you can see on screen.
Yeah.
You having a little look at his time? I can remember it.
There's been like someone's done a tip off here, I tell you.
Well, yeah, but you notice Brooksy was walking around taking photographs of everything when he was here, so Brooksy already knows what's coming up. We've got some really good races coming up, and this is the start of a really good run of races now, isn't it?
It is.
Right, so let's bring him in. So you've got to get your times in now, folks.
Oh, they're flooding in. Let's go for it.
Flooding in. Right, hang on, I've got to get it right.
It's time for another Electricians Challenge. It's always great to lure people up here to Lineside Studios who are behind some of the products that are really driving this industry forward. It is my pleasure to introduce Damien Eden, who is the professional partner manager for Ring.
Hello.
So Damien, great. We could finally lure you up here to take on
it's a long drive.
It's a long drive, but it's been worth it. And check out the other video we have made with Ring, where we explore some of the fantastic products that you're bringing to market. But you're an electrician by trade?
Yeah, many years ago.
Yeah. How long have you been off the tools now?
7 years, I'd say.
7 years.
So quite a while.
And you've moved into smart tech now. So why did you go off the tools and into?
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting opportunity and sector with loads of opportunities to like expand and learn. So that was sort of the main reason why I went into it. Just a bit of excitement away from putting in cables.
Yeah, well, as you'll see, he's not very good at putting in cables. We're about to watch the challenge and find out how you got on. So let's see how you got on with the challenge.
Keeping the straightening. It works every time. This works every time without fail. You straighten the cable and it just slides up the tube. No problem at all. You watch this. Yeah, apart from this time. Yeah, it's got stuck. It's got stuck again. That straightening technique works every time. Here we go. Yeah.
No. It's like
What I always say is, don't straighten the cables, because if you do that, it never works in the tube. And this is the 4th attempt now, so he's finally got up. Wow, this is his best time.
There's some recovery here, though. That was quick round Lasico Bend.
And this can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, well, he's peering in there. He's recovered that incredibly well. He's chuckling to himself as he's done it as well. Look at that smile on the face.
I'd like to suggest he's got one of the cheekiest smiles, along with Ross Sands, that have ever done the challenge. They've got that little smirk in the corners. Little cheeky
So
mouth.
did you see that bit of cable, that insulation fly off there, Gary?
Yeah, it seemed that you managed to deflect it off your head.
Every time he did that, the cable hits me in the face. Yeah. So next time I'm doing this, a top tip, I'm going to find out, and I'm going to wear safety glasses next time.
Yeah, I think so. So he's in. So we're only we're 2 connections away from the board. So we'll be down at that socket outlet. He's pretty rapid, isn't he?
Look at that. Yeah, a cheeky grin holding it back there again. He's off. He's adept with a screwdriver.
He is. And now we're down. So
apparently he's always home as well, Gary.
He is, according to his shirt. But
well, that's a reflection of the times we live in these days, and obviously that's done well for video-based doorbell systems. The fact that it's everyone home, and even when they're not at home, they can appear as if they're at home.
they can. They never miss a parcel from that well-known online retailer that offers next-day delivery, because you're always at home, even when you're not at home.
And if you've got a subscription, you get it for free.
Do you? Is that how it works? So
That's how
you have to pay for the subscription.
But another one flying off there. Those insulation slugs flying across the room.
So he's actually only now, 4 connections? Well, if we get this screw done, 4 connections away from finishing.
Yeah. He's in that intense concentration. Oh, he's dropped to his knees now.
He's quick. So 2 CPCs in.
He's hammering them in there.
Yeah, this is a good time. And again, what a nice gentleman Damien was. What a great it was to spend some time with him, wasn't it, as well?
It was.
So here we go, 2 connections.
Yeah. Screws are in the right place, really, to put them in.
1 to go. Neutral's in, so 2 screws are on the top still. They're both there. Can you see 1? Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, screwdriver in the mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're 2 away. Now, this is another good top tip. You put 1 screw in, okay, as you normally do. And on the second one, you actually start to stand up as you're screwing it in. You watch this. So watch the first one. You're going to like this tip. So, all right, he's going to be on the move in a minute. So he knows he's got to get up. So he's coming up. Here he comes. Wait. Start the screw. Right, now, you know that's going round. Look, what hand?
So, Damien, that looked pretty relaxed, actually, in there.
Yeah, I've still got some skills, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We normally say if it looks slow, it usually is, but we might have to change that tonight. So looking across at the leaderboard, where would you like to be, or where's your ambition?
I've just got to be above Aaron, haven't I? I can't be that slow, surely.
No, well, that's it. We'll find out. So, Damien, you did the Electricians Challenge in 4 minutes and 7. The fastest person in the 4, so that puts you above Peter Wayne.
Well, that was different. Okay, massive apology for that. So I don't know what went wrong there. I've obviously got the wrong asset in, and for the fuddle that today was, I obviously haven't brought out the correct one, and I didn't check it either. So that wasn't very clever, was it? But we got a fastest time, and do we have a name, Joe?
The name is Andy.
All right. And what time was that in?
4 minutes 10.
So just confirm that again
right.
for us.
Okay. So I've got I can. Andy Y.
Andy Y. Okay.
Yeah.
So how does he win his prize, Gordon?
All right, so it just goes below. Get involved and find the contact us. Just drop us a message saying that you won the GT, and we'll send out this fantastic set of the world's smallest water pump pliers.
Are they real? Are they?
Yeah, I think
Are they
you can
novelty?
use them. Yeah.
Okay.
Spot of plumbing. Not versed with spot of plumbing, Gary?
I love a bit of plumbing. Yeah, I love a bit of plumbing, mate. I love a bit of carpentry after this week. Okay, what I don't like is getting my assets wrong. Okay, so there we go. And they're yours. You only have to, for this competition, obviously, only have to make sure you get your details in. Now, we're looking for 2 people, and hopefully Joe's been hunting through for 2 people on Splatez, and they've got to send me a blank, haven't they? And if they will send me a blank, I will be sending out one of these to each of the person. I don't mind if it's a blank for a consumer unit or a blank for a socket outlet, etc. As long as, well, I'll tell you what I would like, blank signed checks. They still do checks nowadays? Do you think we're going to go over the check?
Right,
When was the last time?
accept them.
Okay, postal orders then, they must still do them, mustn't they? Okay, so that's what they're up for. So, Joe, have you got 2 people for us?
Yeah, well, Paul Haynes.
Paul Haynes, if you can get it to us here at Lineside Studio, a blank Paul Haynes, you will be sent one of these. Remember to leave your address in the envelope that you send to us. Paul Haynes.
And Andy Boom.
and Andy Burrows. Andy Burrows, you're the other winner. So all we need to do is obviously go find the address here for Lineside Studios, look in the link in the description, find it, you'll see our contact details, send us a blank in there, your name and address, and we will send that off. But we say about 2 weeks, so he only just got in, didn't he? The guy that sent it in
He
today.
did, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can't hold them forever. We've had people after a month tell us, you know, yeah, I've just sent it in.
Turns up in the post.
Yeah, so yeah, okay, so we'll get those. Right, so that's all the prizes done. You happy you give your prize away?
Yeah.
So are we approaching 9 o'clock after the kerfuffle that we've had this evening?
We are, yeah. We'll come up tonight.
So coming up for 9 o'clock, that means you need to have got your Splatez in. Okay, Splatez behind us here, yes?
Yep.
If you've done that for Richard, there's 5 hats on offer, but not the 2 that we've got here with obviously sockets on the front as well. They come in one colour, I think. I think you can only have them in green. Okay.
You call that green?
Well, fluorescent green, isn't it?
It's like those, yeah. Did you used to have a tracksuit in that colour back in
I
the
used to have a pair of fingerless gloves playing football in this colour.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
because obviously back in the day when you were a proper hard man on the pitch on a November day, you couldn't feel your hands. I used to have fingerless fluorescent gloves. Yeah, didn't get past me with them bad boys on. Okay, I was rapid as well. Nobody got past me. I was the fastest left back for my club in history, I reckon. I was properly
so
rapid.
there's 5 minutes left. I'll just put that link in again.
5 minutes left. Yeah. So 1, 2. I won't give the answer away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've picked them all up, I think. So yeah, all up there. Got them all now. Okay. Yeah. By 9 o'clock, you've got to work how many are in here. Yeah. Okay, hopefully everyone's involved in that one. Yeah, you've got a couple of minutes to get back over there in order to enter that competition. Right, well that was different. That was eventful, wasn't it, this evening? Yeah, so we apologise for that. I don't know what went on
Get
there.
some of the inner workings there.
Yes, so a bit of everything going on there, trying to get the asset back down and all sorts of stuff. So thank you for persevering with us if you stayed on. And we thank you if you joined us for the first one of our new year as well. We actually set a record, didn't we, for the first one of the year? That was the most viewed one we've ever done, followed by the one with the dodgy race wall.
Yeah.
So,
Someone says he looked like Ali G with that hat on.
Ali G?
Yeah.
I just need that goatee beard, don't I? I don't know. And he did quite a few good people, didn't he? Was he Borak as well? Borak or Borat?
Borat, yes.
Borat, yeah. But what Borak? Was that some sort of cleaning solution, was it? Borax? Was it?
Yeah, Borax.
Okay, it wasn't called Borax then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's good, isn't it? I love it. I get the beard and we're in. So,
Yeah. But Borat, he did that Who is America as well. Great show, that one. Yeah, totally inappropriate. But,
was it? Okay,
yeah.
I don't do them sort of things.
No.
It's got to be politically correct for Gary, as he doesn't do it. So so hopefully you've bared with us. So we had a number of issues tonight. We didn't have anything from Joe because Joe had the lurgy, and then the asset we did have, Gary didn't quite get it right. So that's where we are. We're going to slide into the plug and socket now. So if you stay with us, great, but before we go, we'd just like to thank the people that are persevering with our amateurish. And for eFIXX TV, we'd like to thank our new sponsors, which is Doncaster Cables. I'd imagine they won't be with us next time we're here in 2 weeks' time. We'd like to thank the good people at Luden Palazzoli for supporting us as well as providing us with that wonderful consumer unit. We'd like to thank the good people at BG Lasico, okay, for helping us as well. Our friends at eFIXX, our tool sponsor for the race wall as well. We'd like to thank those, as well as we would like to thank Wago. So that's what we'd like to thank. Yeah.
we'll hopefully next time we'll be talking about that. Well, it's February next time, won't it?
February? What do you mean it's February next time?
February we can talk about the Wago 221 then.
What?
The inline one.
The inline that one that's not out yet.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk about that one, though, are we?
Yeah.
So it's here. It's the new 22. So we're not allowed to talk about this new one here. The new 221. It's for small applications. You know, like and then what are these things here? What are these? Gordy? What are they? They're like some sort of, I don't know. What's that? American?
That's a wire nut.
Wire nuts? What do you do with that? Okay, yeah, and we can't mention that there. We're not showing you that because that's not out yet. Was it fully available? I thought some people still had it, didn't they?
Yeah.
What's up? You looked.
I'm just checking. We're still on there.
We still on? What do you mean? What have I done wrong? I've not done anything wrong. We're still on? Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay. God,
I'm just lagging. I'm just checking.
God, you're making it worse than anyone else. So we're in the plug and socket now. So let's have a look at our comments. And for the people that have supported us, thank you very much, person. We're back in 2 weeks. We're back with, we've got a proper good run of race walls now as well, haven't we? Proper good run. You've looked in the wrong place there.
No, I'm looking across. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking across there because obviously we know where we are a few,
we're
few months ahead.
Yeah, we're 3 ahead. So, some really good stuff coming up. We'll be back with, I imagine we'll go straight. Will we jump past Regulation Corner or will we stick with Regulation Corner next time
That's
out?
a quandary for us, isn't it?
Might go back
we'll
for
have
the
to see
news
where we
at,
are.
Yeah, news at
We'll
Penn.
have to have a double.
Yeah, okay. So let's check the comments and see where we're up to.
A few people have already bought them from a well-known online retailer that does next day delivery for free.
They do, but allegedly they're not publicly available, are they?
No, well, you can always get the contraband from Germany. That's a good thing about, I mean, the interesting thing on Amazon, if you ever sort of switch to a different country, so you wear amazon.co.uk.
Right.
Well, allegedly Amazon.
There are other well-known,
But if you swap to amazon.de
yes,
or amazon.com, obviously .com you can get American stuff, but they will still ship German stuff over here.
but they won't ship American stuff.
Yeah, you can get it all, yeah.
Oh,
You
right.
can, you can
So you're only holding. So I only ever go probably on co.uk. I'm holding myself back.
Yeah, you're holding yourself back. There's a whole world of German electrical
Well, I'm not
materials.
interested. I'm interested in a biscuit called Nutter Butter biscuits in America. They're the shape of a peanut, and they're gorgeous. But to get them on Amazon UK, they're like for 2 biscuits, like 12 quid. So I perhaps ought to do that as Gary Swap Shop. Send me a packet of Nutter Butter biscuits in, and I'll send you something out of probably the same value.
Oh, I can do that. Nutter butter biscuits.
Lovely.
Are they? Yeah. They're not like those awful Twinkies yet.
No, these are. I like peanut.
So you've admitted
Butter.
the Twinkies are awful.
So you think the Twinkies are awful? I think Twinkies are lovely.
Yeah.
I must admit, though, over the years, though, as they've had to reduce, even our good friends in America have had to drop back a few of the sugary delights in them. They're not quite as special as they used to be. They're still really sugary. You wouldn't want to eat 5 or 6 in a day, would you?
Yeah.
No, and talking of not eating stuff, we'd like to suggest that Joe, our other Joe, who's with us tonight, is also on a diet. So we're supporting that, aren't we? So let's just talk through his eating habits of today. He had breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
He had 1 slice of toast,
Yeah.
3 eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, that was his breakfast. What did he have at, say, not quite lunchtime, he got a bit early for lunch.
There was a sandwich, salad sandwich?
Yeah,
What was salad sandwich?
Tuna wrapped, like
it?
salad-y thing, yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then he had a bowl of fruit. So that's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we got to about 1 o'clock, and then what did he have?
Yeah, that was the salad sandwich.
Then he went in and had a salad sandwich, and then this evening?
We've been at the Mastabs,
Yes.
and we had the full Indian.
So he had 2 chapatis, he had obviously an Indian dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had water.
Yeah, and some of my tarka dal.
Oh, yeah,
so,
talking about as well.
Yeah.
So when that book comes out, the Joe Routledge Guide to Healthy Eating, I would suggest I recommend it because that don't look as if it's cutting back on much things, does it, Joe? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Right, come on, let's have a look at it.
Someone wants to know where we got the plug and socket sign from. I'll have to dig that out and remember where I got that from, actually. I don't know. But,
That's coming soon, isn't it?
Yeah, we
It'll be on the balcony.
We'll build the real one. But I think we drew it here and then just got it printed on some Fomex. It wasn't. Someone's got a home bar. That's everyone now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And there is somebody in the electrical industry that I know that went round telling everybody that he called his home bar the plug and socket.
Right.
Considerably after we've called ours the plug and socket.
Ah,
Not a
right.
problem. I think it's a great idea. And again, I'm not one for naming people. Darren Staniforth, he's gone to CEF. He's got a plug and socket in his house.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There we go.
And he found that out last week.
Yeah.
Go on in. So what's coming through on the questions?
Everyone likes the big Wago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is. I love the big Wago as well.
Yeah.
There's very few things I'm going to take with me as momentums when I leave next week, but this will be one of them. Okay, I'll be taking that with me. So that's all good. That's coming with me. That's mine.
Yeah.
Imagine if you put them in the shop. Go on then. So what are people asking them? So what are we going to talk about?
now I knew Gary. Boris body.
Boris.
Chairman Joe. Yeah, we didn't have any parties during lockdown. So.
Still, we just recently won the old, was it Super G or something like that? We got the Brit, 35-year-old Brit won that.
Yes.
You get to a
against the
certain age,
Norwegians.
you stray onto Ski Sunday, and it reminds you of when you was a kid. So there was nothing on the telly when you were younger. There'd be Wurzel Gumbidge on one channel, wouldn't there? And then it'd get to 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and I think on BBC Two, Ski Sunday would come on. You would hope it every
they brought
time.
that back?
No, well, I've discovered it again. You'd always hope it would be the ski jump. That's the one you watch. wanted. Absolutely, but it never was it?
No,
No.
it's always the slalom.
Yeah. So
People knocking flags over.
that's the one. So
Yeah.
we've done the shorter version of that, which I think is that the Super G or the I don't know, but it was the smaller one and a Brit one.
Yeah.
And he's from up here somewhere, I think. Well,
Right.
I think so. Yeah, he won. He won. Yeah, well done. 35-year-old. He got down. We watched him the week before because it was on, and they said, "Oh, he's in with a great chance." Straddled one. Do you remember that where you went through the middle of it?
Yeah.
Instead of going round it, out.
Right.
Straddled it. Next week, we didn't watch the one the following week. Won it. Yeah, unbelievable. Only happened to me.
Well,
yeah.
remember Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Oh, just absolute legend. I tell you, you've seen his documentary thing or film of his life thing that they did. One of the best things ever. Did you know the same Winter Olympics was the Jamaican bobsleigh team?
All right.
Absolute gold, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're going to tell us they're all electricians next.
I don't know. I think no, they're all professional bobsleighers. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, so that was ski. How do we get onto ski Sunday? Was that off the hat on the back of that? Is there anything we need to talk about?
Big Ash is always winning stuff. Is he one stuff? Well, another. Is he?
Yeah, he wins a lot
He's
on
a serial winner, is he?
Well, you only have to enter to win, don't you? On sometimes on these Instagram things, I think people, if they're anything like us, they like an apprentice, don't they? He's trying hard.
Yeah.
He's been doing some of the CPDs as well, and so's Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex has been tagging us in on some of those CPDs as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Go on then.
No, we've got some people tuning back in. Liam Rackley. So there's a new
You haven't missed anything, by the way.
No, he
apart
says
from
he'd be tuning back in. It'll be a future classic.
what, no sound, you're muffling the start, making all the mistakes. Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Absolute classic. So,
Just as well. I mean, there's some of those out. Yeah, just some of those fluff. I can swear in it.
Well, I don't know that.
Right.
I don't know, mate. So, did Gordon swear in the bit where he muffled up? So, you normally drop the B word, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem when we didn't have enough time to check today. We've been running around like lunatics. So, let's hope you haven't dropped oh dear. We can cut it out though, can't we? I'll cut it out when we're finished.
Yeah. So anyway, someone make a choice. Someone do metal trunking next or
Mineral insulated.
mineral insulated.
Copper clad, do you say, or covered? What do you say? Clad.
Copper clad, I always
Clad,
said.
copper clad cable. Yeah. I don't know. One or the other.
Yeah.
Do I get the Mineral series and Joe Routledge gets the trunking one of it, doesn't he? Yeah, is that how it's going to work? So, so which one to go for? I don't know, it's done both, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hold on, Big Ash is the second. I think it's Richard Brooke announcing his winners over here.
Is he? Has Big Ash won a hat?
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Has he? You got it up?
I'm just going to refresh Richard's Instagram page here and see what's going on.
What he's done.
Yeah.
God,
He
bless
looks
him.
like you then.
Yeah, bless him. He's been trying really hard to push this tonight. Come over and watch these two amateurs make a complete mess of it. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Right, I've got no comments up. So again, just is there something you want us to talk about? Is there something on your mind? What about the talk series that's coming out? That's a really exciting one. We've got some interesting discoveries there, and some top tips as well. Things that I didn't know that you have to do with your torque screwdriver. So we'll do a separate video on that. Which should be exciting. We're finishing off tomorrow with the destroying of the consumer unit, aren't we?
Yeah, but the impactor out.
Yeah, tomorrow. We couldn't do it before. We nearly did it in the wrong order, didn't we?
Yeah.
We needed the board for the video we shot today, but we were going to do the impact driver one because we got excited, didn't we?
Yeah, we're going to destroy an AFDD tomorrow.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah, see what happens when you use an impact drive on an AFDD.
Okay.
I bet the little
Who
light.
knows?
I bet the little.
Guess below. What could happen to an AFDD when we put 200 pounds of torque on it?
Yeah.
Really? That's happened to it, Gordon? I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah. I bet there isn't a little flashing light for that.
No. No. Over torque. No, yeah. 3 flashes, 2 flashes, 1. They're blinks, aren't they? I think they call them blinks, not flashes.
Right.
I think they're blinks. So, all good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Paul Crumplin's one as well. There's a lot of Gifford's one. What's a sketch up here?
It's friends and family.
Yeah.
9 splates given to your friends and family. Yeah. Talking of prizes, though, we've finished the eFIXX Awards, haven't we?
All the entries are in.
Yeah. Obviously not done anything else with them, but the entries are in.
They're all in.
There's people sitting there waiting to become, I don't know, EV Installer of the Year or 30 under 30 or College Lecturer of the Year. So.
Yeah. There is actually. So people commented that Tie Your Dad looking forward to the talk vids. So there is, and there's a new sticker for that as well. Actually.
There is.
Where are they?
I've hidden one in here. Yeah, I've hidden one in here because that was a little surprise for people. I'm going to have to undo the tape now, so you keep talking and I'll try and get this.
Yeah.
I'll try and sneak it out.
So if anyone would like a new sticker.
Surely they go on that new tab, don't they? Isn't it? Oh no, you're going to do that as a separate thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
So what we've got in here. Here we go.
What's it been? Crimping cable. See lots of people on Instagram doing it without a compression tool. You see lots of stuff of all sorts of Insta. We saw a meter hanging off the wall, and it's hanging off the wall by the meter tails this week.
I think that is the nicest sticker we've ever produced as well.
Yeah.
That's got
If you want to get ahead and you want one of these the talk stickers, just post a picture of yourself. We don't just want to see your of yourself holding your torque screwdriver. Hopefully you own one.
What, tag us in?
Yeah, tag us in.
And then pester us, because we won't,
Yeah.
we'll miss it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, our phones are off all day long, so we work in that sort of environment where you're not allowed your phone on, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we do get back to social media, it can be a bit crackers. On that one.
So we've got Will's Electrical in. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
He's asking about compression, crimping cables, and seeing lots of people on Instagram doing it without a compression tool. So that's the
So what's that? Using the old-fashioned hand ones, where you just squeezed it up, so it's got no ratcheting mechanism.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we saw some people, lovely photograph on. I better be careful because on Instagram where the class 2 conductors were all ferruled, weren't they? And then we released a video within 48 hours. It was like, wow! It was just unfortunate. It was coming out at that time, wasn't it? So. Yeah, about obviously class 2 conductor, and we got picked up on that, didn't we? Because I think in our early days we challenged the idea of crimping larger class 2 conductors, but it doesn't grip, does it?
No, it just slips off.
Yeah, it pulls straight off, so there's no benefit in that. And obviously we went through that in a separate video, and then Joe followed it up with a Q&A, didn't he? So which was really good. So yeah, that's all good. So what else do we want to talk about? What else is in the comments? What people rumbling through with?
There's a sticker. Well, yeah, people have spotted the sticker on the front of the laptop. Yeah, it's been there for a while. We've had them in for a while, but once the videos go out on talk, there's some interesting. There's some interesting stuff coming on that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I like it when we learn. That's what. It's all good. It's all good.
No, I think we're around. No?
Are we up to speed? No, we want to talk about anything?
No.
Okay. That's interesting.
Let's have a look at. Look for that. FTD is expensive, of course they are. So.
Yeah. And everyone's got one coming out, haven't they?
Yeah.
And no one's got a cheap one
always
coming
thought
out.
it was mineral insulated copper conductors. Yeah, I've had all of it.
Yeah, I used to call it. You called it clad. I used to call it at college mineral insulated copper.
Conductors.
Copper covered.
Right.
I think. And you say clad. No, I did say copper conductors. Well, there you go. There's the first thing. Well, we're doing trunking, aren't we?
Well, as we used to call it, pyrotenics.
No, pyrotechnics. It's like saying, I don't know, I'll give you an example of that. I drive a car, yeah?
Yep.
You don't say I drive a Vauxhall, do you? You know, Vauxhall are a maker car.
Yep.
So pyrotechnics make mineral insulated copper covered cable.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and what's the other good example of that? I've
Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vacuum cleaner, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that the right way around?
Don't use one.
No, yeah, well, we know that. Yeah, you don't wash coffee cups up or tea cups up. You don't make tea. You don't make coffee.
Yeah.
You don't do any of that, do you? I have no
Yeah,
drinks.
Big Ash, he needs a torque screwdriver. He's won everything else, so we haven't got.
Who did Marcus give his to? Was that somebody different? I thought Big Ash got Marcus's.
I don't know.
I don't know. You can't have two, and 90 quid each. We haven't got a spare one anymore. I think we gave 10 away, didn't we?
Yeah.
Gave 10 of those away.
Richard's at college, he's doing equipotential bonding and extraneous bonding.
Equipotential bonding?
Bond the radiators, can we
Yeah. What's the other one he said he was doing?
Extraneous bonding.
Extraneous bonding. Okay, that's a new phrase to me. Maybe that's why the electrical.
Someone wants to buy socket beanies now. How much are you selling that for?
They're dear.
Yeah.
I think he's knocking them out. I think they cost him 9 quid.
Yeah.
There's no money in that, is there? No, they are nice. They are really comfortable as well. Don't get me wrong. We've got ours. You can go to the eFIXX store, can't you?
Yeah.
Have an eddy current one on the eddy current store. So that's all good. Right. Okay. Is there anybody on still? Has anyone made it to this far?
He never sent it, Marcus. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Have we got a spare one?
Let's have a look. AFDD, do you think they're going to be the same as surge protection, even though they're supposed to be installed everywhere? When you go to the wholesalers, you find out nobody's installing them. Well, we'll see what those new regs. The ECA dropped a hint this week. It'll be required on certain circuits in certain types of installation.
Yeah, that might be taller than other ones. They
Or
might
might
have
be
more
full of
people,
students.
yeah, or that type of thing. So not that we know, but it's like anything, isn't it? They're not gonna go every circuit, but they didn't do that in America 22 years ago. They sneaked it in on receptacles, I think.
They didn't accept it in Germany. They tried to get them all in, and then it was wound back. So I think there was outrage over there. So,
Right, and they usually adopt everything they think safer.
Yeah, we never see any pictures of them, do you?
No, I suppose not. No.
You know, our German friends in the comments weighing in with how they're so far ahead on that, and they're using them all the time.
No. They certainly don't.
Yeah.
What else? What else did they sneak out? They said something else. Something about labelling.
Yeah, we can't find it. Hopefully less.
Yeah, less stickers would be nice. Can't be more, can they?
You see the front of the consumer unit now. By the time you've got your Instagram handle on there, your logo, your push the test button never button.
Yeah. Every 6 months or never.
This installation was last tested never.
Yeah. The next period of time when you'll miss it is 10 years away. So there's that one. Yeah. So what else was on there? There was that. There was another little sneaky one out. Well, something about surge, wasn't there?
Yes.
Did you mention surge?
Surge will be. Yeah. There's no.
I think I just hinted at some changes. Some changes to surge. Oh, and I wouldn't imagine that's take it away.
No.
Because how much electronic stuff have we got? I'd imagine it will just be tightening that one up. Can you get away with a risk assessment still? Is that right? You can do a risk assessment on a domestic dwelling?
AFDDs must have a crap load of false strips. Gary, you've got Britain's most expensive consumer unit in your house.
I'd just like to say I've got 4 or 5 blank ways that are AFDDs, just in case. Blanks. The keen-eyed amongst you would have noticed that. Yep.
How many false strips you have?
False strips. No AFDD ones, even though I thought I had one. I've had dodgy hairdryer.
Right.
And that's a residual one.
Yeah, I can see.
So, but it did flash twice. So I reset it one time without thinking about it, and it wasn't blinking. I think it's 3 times for a residual off the top end. It was blinking twice.
Right.
And I can't remember what that one was. So, but no, I don't think.
You can't remember the Morse code that goes along with the instructions.
Well, no, the sticker's on the board, and the writing's really small on it.
Yeah.
So again, I can't really see that. So. That's that one. Yeah, it's a nice expensive board, we like that. But again, it's one of them, isn't it? If you've got to fit them, you've got to fit them. So,
any tips on how to feel less useless to your employer as an apprentice because I feel like I'm a hindrance to him since I'm much less experienced?
Oh, right, that's a really good question.
Gary.
Read. The one thing people don't want to do, I say all the time whenever I taught, was if you read, you'll know more than me, and you'll know more than the people you work with if you read. And the one thing nobody wants to do is read books. And there's some great books out there. There's loads of colour pictures in them. And they're all the ones that I've recommended before on other places and platforms, is just to read and then supplement it with asking questions, maybe watching videos. But don't start by watching videos. I wouldn't suggest the starting point of learning is watching, with no disrespect here because I've got them all in my phone. You go and watch somebody who's showing you what they do in their working day. They're not teaching. So they might be doing things that they believe is correct at the time. They might use the wrong name for conductors and things like that. And then you don't learn anything. So if you read and you take a section at a time and you just bury your head into it and then ask sensible questions. And it's really difficult. Really difficult, isn't it? To be the person with no knowledge against them. And sometimes, without saying it to them, question what they're telling you as well. The green and yellow conductor's called the...
What's the earth conductor, Gary?
On site it is, but it isn't. You look through BS 7671 and find the word earth, it's the greater mass, so you're standing on it. So again, just sometimes in your own mind question what's going on in front of you and then go away and read and all the rest of it. And just wait your time, I would suggest. I had to do some terrible things. I used to work with a bloke called Alan Genner, who was a usher at my wedding. Right. He had the biggest and heaviest metal 3 triple folding one, He had every bolster chisel, every type of hammer in it, and he used to make me carry it around on site, and he'd pull out of it a terminal screwdriver. And we would be doing, say, electrical installation condition report, something like that. And he'd make me carry that around just because he thought it was funny. Because perhaps in his day, he was made to do some sort of menial task.
Yeah, no one has those toolboxes anymore, do they?
No, I bet Alan could dig his out if he had an apprentice though. But no, just crazy things like that. And there shouldn't be a paying your time or your dues and all the rest of it, but just read. Just read. If you read more than the person you're with, you will know more than them and you'll obviously get on in life. But don't ever question someone. I wouldn't suggest you should really question the person you're working with. That don't go down well, does it? know,
Yeah, someone's just got to put up with it and
Yeah.
just get through it. So,
get through it. Yeah.
yeah.
And here's another good piece of advice. Think about your apprenticeship as the first place you start and then you leave. Because if you don't, and they don't necessarily backfill with more apprentices, you never lose your place in the food chain. So you'll always be effectively the youngest and least experienced person in a team. So take your apprenticeship and then seriously consider going somewhere else and taking your skills there. Because when you turn up there, they're employing you as an electrician that's coming to work for them, and not as somebody who's completed their apprenticeship and then stayed with. Unless the company's going to take you on and do fantastic things with you, I always think you've got to move on. And too many people think their apprenticeship leads to a job.
Yeah.
It leads to an open world. What else we got?
Well, here's a good one. How about putting a QR code on the boards with the test results and devices, etc.?
I think Boyd does that, doesn't he?
Someone does. Yeah, he does some software like that, and I think there's other people trying to do that.
Yeah. So you scan the QR code, and that sends you to all the results for that board.
Yeah.
I'm sure Boyd. What I can't remember. His
I was
company.
about a starting point. Whoever last worked on that installation puts their sticker on it, so you know who worked on it.
Yeah. Man up.
Because how many of
lady
those
up,
new
person up.
builds do you go to that everyone complains about? And there isn't there.
Nah.
You'd never know who did it in the first place, would you? White van.
You say that. So of course, when we were obviously working for a contract electrician down there, and we found out one of the older guys, really good, done a beautiful consumer unit, loved his test and all the rest of it. He used to put his initials inside of the board.
Yeah.
So we did it in all our boards as well.
Ah, right. Okay.
So if we had a problem, he'd have
He
to
got
go.
the blame.
He'd go, "I'll know if it's my board because my initials will be in there." We put it in all our boards as well. So again, I suppose if that's okay, putting your sticker on as long as nobody gets hold of your stickers in it and then find them. Yeah,
It's like the classic one of the tools. Yeah, someone who always puts their insulation tape round them like this. I'll put the,
I'm double green or something.
Yeah,
Green and yellow,
yeah,
green and yellow.
yeah.
Green and yellow's hard when you get older. I'll double
Yeah.
green and yellow, yeah.
Yeah, so you
But then you can put it on any tool that somebody else owns and it becomes your tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go over the double green with a red.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
But what was really good, because the guy used to do something similar to that. So he used to put, so we all did it, but he used to put a little groove in his as well.
Right.
So if you then tried to borrow one of his tools permanently and brand it with your version of the tape, he'd be able to go in and say, under the handle, there'll be a hacksaw blade run into there,
Right.
and I'll know that it's mine. And it's got a few people out on that. It was like, they peeled the tape off, there's my hacksaw strike. What can you do for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Winner. Say winner on that one.
I used to engrave mine.
Yeah,
And there was some-
engrave it.
It was a little. Yeah. Well, then obviously.
Silver handle on it. Yeah, all engraved. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew someone who had a set of die stamps and used to die stamp theirs in. So
Wow.
it's like, yeah. But I found if you got the engraver, you could take out the die stamp.
Of course you did. Yeah. You used to
did.
permanently borrow the youngest person's kit in there. So when we had somebody turn up and they'd say, "Oh, I'm new. I've got my first toolkit. I'm going to be the apprentice." Everybody just took the kit. So eventually, after week one, went home with an empty box when it wasn't screwed to floorboards and things like that. So good stuff.
There you go.
All right, how we doing?
There's people coming in. They're going up again now.
No, we can't be. You can't be joined. If you've joined us now, you've missed all the mistakes I've made earlier, so that's good. Yeah, just stand for the end. So it's good. We'll play the race wall again.
Yeah.
Okay.
AFDDs. I mean, people always say about the price of AFDDs. If you get what's coming down the road when you start lumping up the price of a heat pump, battery, storage, it's PV panels on the roof. The AFDs is just going to be it's going to wash into the background.
Yeah, and we seem to be worrying about what the customers say, but the gas boiler's $3,000. It's a day's work. If that, and to get it on the wall, it's $3,000. And you think then obviously whatever else they're going to charge, probably charge you £800 for a day's work, and we can't wait to have the heating back. And we've said that before. It just is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. The problem is we've seen the price of consumer units fall so drastically, haven't we?
Yeah.
So obviously we had the plastic ones and then dual RCDs, and they was cheap as chips. You get them everywhere.
Yeah.
Then they got a little bit more complicated. Then we pushed for RCBOs. Then they became as cheap as chips. So now all of a sudden we think we're fitting a luxury board because we've got 10 RCBOs in there and it's metal and there's a gland supporting the tails and all the rest of it, and we're getting that for, I don't know, let's say under 120 quid, and now all of a sudden one device is going to cost that. It's the customer's got to pay at the end of the day, not us. Customer's got to pay. So,
But RCDs used to be expensive.
yeah, 30, 40
Well, at
quid
least,
for an
yeah.
RCBO.
Yeah, and that's gone back quite a long time. So inflation.
Yeah, if you whack on, yeah. That's running wild at the moment. We won't go there, but yes.
Yeah.
So and people rebelled against that and said dual RCDs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Now they rebel against dual RCDs because lack of selectivity, and if you stumble into a well-known,
Then you dial it back before that. MCBs to cartridge fuses to rewirables. It was like a big leap. It was a big leap going to MCBs. So.
well, even a big leap. So you went rewirable fuse to cartridge. They were like 6 notes.
Yeah.
So if you had a persistent fault that you hadn't found or tested for, 2 or 3 cartridge fuses in, and you're in a world of trouble, aren't you? £6 a bang.
You can always drill them out, Gary.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not in the domestic setting, I would suggest. Well, they used to wrap the fuse wire around the cartridge then, didn't they? But so of course then we went from there, went to what MCB £6? No, not £6, £2.60 or something. I think the last lot I ordered at.
Yeah, but it used
Tresham.
to be like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, a piece. Yeah, but rewirable fuses. The last time I looked into that, because obviously you can't get them now, they were silly money. So because nobody was buying them, they were massively expensive. It'd gone full circle, but yeah, we'll see. AFDDs, I don't see them coming in massively personally. I don't think we're going to have a whole. Well, I've got a whole consumer unit, so I think they should bring them in. Now I've got them, and I think all blank ways should be AFDDs as well. So don't put them rubbish little plastic clip things in. Put an AFDD in as a blank. I would suggest on that one. David Savory's got some.
What's that?
AFDDs.
Yeah, he's been aboard. Yeah,
You've got about 6 or
there's a
7.
few.
Maybe,
I saw someone. Yeah, I think it was Cable Smith Electrical fitting a Prem Spec one. Again, 1 at the end of the book. The rest of it was
Prem Spec and an AFDD.
Yeah, I thought Prem Spec. Yeah.
Oh, okay, and that's their. What's their board? Come on, tell me. Is
it Verso?
Verso, yeah. Verso Consumer Unit's got AFDD out already. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Is anyone missing? Luden have got one, haven't they?
Luden have got one. Yeah, I've seen pictures of theirs.
Yep. BG? Have we seen a BG one?
No, I haven't seen a BG one. Hager's still on 2 module. Eaton's still on 3 module.
Yeah. Suitcase on the wall.
Yeah.
Anything else to address in there?
A bit of foundation. We'll just have to see what pops up, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to try and do some videos based on 18th-minute drops?
We are.
Going to try?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to do a live reaction, but we're not sure we can get hold of the book, are we? If we can download it, it'd be interesting to see if you can download it instantly, because we've got an account for downloads, haven't we?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, just to see that. I wonder what time it drops as well. I wonder if there's an
You're
official...
going to be up early, are you? You're going to be like camped outside of
it's
Selfridge's sale or something.
Yeah, no, it's a bit like a new Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to try and speed read it before... remember them people that were on the last one,
not.
trying to read it in 45 minutes or something?
No, you're not. You're going to get Joe to speed read it and ask Joe, what's new?
I don't need to know. I just need the key in question.
Yeah.
So they're telling me now, Gordon, that AFDDs are becoming vastly more used than previously in Amendment Number 1. Can you explain to me where they are now?
Yeah.
And then you'll go in and see, and I'm all right, I'm on
That's
Clover.
it.
I've kicked you in. Once you're in, that's it. You can waffle on about them, can't you? So then, you're telling me that if my building is over 100 metres in height, the 100th floor needs a AFDD.
Yeah, people saying lots of TT spikes linked. Now, what people haven't been discussing is actually that new section on the prosumer installations.
What, part 8, is it?
Yes.
There's a prosumer.
Yeah, there's some interesting...
It sounds like a scandal the government might have had back in the
prosumer
day.
affair.
Yeah. Every time it comes up. Did you watch that when it was on the telly?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah, because
good film.
my dad lived through it and mentioned it, and I didn't know anything about it. I thought they really put that well together. Really did. And it's the guy out of that other thing you love, Happy Valley, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'd watched that first, and then he appeared a lot younger in Happy Valley.
Oh yeah. What's Happy Valley?
Yeah.
2 things it's not.
Yeah,
Well, it is a valley.
It is a valley, but it's not happy.
Yeah.
So that was one of them. Yeah. So I think we ought to do that. Yeah. The prosumer affair.
Yeah. Or someone said review Doncaster's EV charging cable selection. We've done that already. We've done that video, and we've got installed here. We've got the 16mm version of the EV Ultra 5-core. Yeah.
Yep. And we've jointed it. And we've jointed data.
Yeah.
And we've left data in a pile of water.
Yeah.
So we've jointed data. We've done all kinds of crazy stuff on that. That's in the new series coming up. So again, and we're not suggesting we're right, are we? We wouldn't do it like this perhaps next time, would we?
No.
No. But
No.
do you want to have another think? No. Yeah. So we've done it in a certain way to say this is an option, and then we would probably not have done it like that, which is good, isn't it? So how not to wire an EV charger by us too.
Yeah, well, how not quickly, should we say? Yeah, he wouldn't
Easily.
Yeah, there's challenges. Yeah, there's loads of challenges, especially when you get some equipment that was designed possibly for a country where they don't use armoured cable.
Oh right, the charging unit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's challenging. Yeah, it's all coming. But again, how can we suggest that we haven't felt people's pinch points? Is it? It's like we can't just go, "This is the best hat in the world." We think because it's not.
Yeah.
Is it? It's definitely not the best hat in the world because I haven't got one. I've got to give these two away. If I had one, I'd say it's one of the best hats in the world, but it isn't. But then if you haven't done it, it's hard to suggest, isn't it? And that's where the house will come in, won't it? There'll be loads of other options in there. Won't
yeah,
there?
we'll make some challenges. Getting stuff to work together is one of the biggest. I think one of the biggest challenges that came up in that Park Aaron video. People ask, "Oh, what if all this stuff works together, then somebody, one bit of software falls over and you can't switch your kettle on."
Right. Yeah, but that wasn't the case there, though, was it? It was all you weren't really in control of it, were you?
Yeah, but then people worry, isn't it? You lose that.
Yeah, because they've had a go at an app that changes the lights in the kitchen, and they've had another app that turns the heating on when they're not there,
Yeah.
and then they've got another app that works, I don't know, perhaps the children's baby monitor,
Yeah.
and then they find that every time there's an iOS update or an Android update, that nothing works.
Yeah. So we'll go through that pain before you have to.
No, I won't be. I won't be doing any of that. I'm not the app man here.
Yeah. Just forget. Don't put them on the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It doesn't work. So.
Right, so with that in mind then, do you have to turn off the Wi-Fi you're normally using, or do you have both of them running
No,
simultaneously?
run both of them. Oh, for smart stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got it.
And it finds the other one?
Yes.
You log it on with a different password?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, it depends how you set it up. It can be the same, as we found out here.
That causes a problem though, doesn't it? Because it just flip-flops between the two.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so we won't be doing a series on apps. Well, I won't be.
Gary goes green.
Well, yeah, but Gordon goes green when he sees the update. Yeah, this does no longer work on an Apple.
Could be a good
one.
series, that. So Gary goes green.
I've got the app for it, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, borrowed the hat for it. I've got to get this one away.
We've done, someone said we have, we've done one on Casambi, we've done one on the Ansel Octo system which uses Casambi. John did that in his garden, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we've had a look at that, and we do know the Casambi system, sneaking in. Osram put it in some ballasts actually that we've got from LED drivers. So,
Are they?
yeah.
Right, okay.
So it's,
Is that due to be done, is it?
No, but I know you like a wireless protocol, Gary.
Yes.
You know.
I'm a big fan of them.
So,
I like wires and switches, I do.
yeah.
I'm old school. None of these newfangled AFDD things.
Yeah. Oh, tri-rated cables. We'll do tri-rated. Yeah.
Did we not do that? Was that one of the things on the list?
No, I didn't. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. Big Ash is right. 2.4 is slower but more reliable. So there you go. Anyway, I think we're winding down now. I think we're run out. Yeah, we're off here. We could be all night. Make sure you wash the hat now. Yes.
Who said that's?
Well, if you're giving it out, Junaid Mohammed. So there you go.
I'll have to keep it then. Yeah.
It'll come with some free ointment.
There you go. We'll put it into. We'll be able to put it into our UVC disinfection oven. Remember that thing when we put all the phones in?
Yeah.
We had to pop that into there. Wouldn't even have to wash it.
No.
Kills off. We can't say nasties.
Yeah.
Kills off nasties.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't like the word nasties, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for persevering. We'll cut that back in. Thank you very much for persevering. Let's go again. Thank you very much for joining us, okay, and persevering with our attempt to see Damien do the race walk, which we made a complete and utter hash of, and that's all down to the amount of time that we didn't have to prepare for this evening. So thank you for that. And as always, we thank the people that have helped us put this together. And we'll be back, believe it or not, we're going to have another go again in 2 weeks' time, where all of a sudden, I think that race wall is going to start hotting up, isn't it? Yeah, so it should be...
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to look left or look right, look up, look down. It's a bit of everything there, isn't it? There's some good stuff coming up. And also, there's a couple of more mates coming in to do the race wall, so that should be interesting, if nothing else for the banter. Right, okay. We can't end it the way we want to end it. We can't do that one yet, can we? No one's watching this bit, are they?
No, we can't. No, until we've done that.
We've got a new ending.
Yeah.
We're going to come up with a new ending at some point. Yeah, we're not doing thank you very much for watching. We're going to come up with something new so we can exit. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your evening with us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. When we're back, I think Marcus takes on the race wall from Bardell Electrical. We should be back with the news at Penn. And what else? We probably have another sneak peek, I would imagine. So thank you very much for watching.